The Sentinels and X-Men Days of Future Past looked very, very different, as we've seen. We're taking a look at the concept art for the Sentinels, but I need to say off the top that this video is probably going to be a huge spoiler alert, so if you don't want spoilers for X-Men Days of Future Past, just watch it on silent, but just keep watching. But not really, you don't
need that AdSense.
No, I'm kidding. So we, some recent concept arts were posted from Framestore, which produced these for the movie. Let's take a look at some of them. So this is a really super different from the original 1970s version of the Sentinels, which looks the purple ones that you may have seen.
With the fan on the chest.
Yeah, very, very close to the comic adaptations. These remind me a little bit of the
Gundam.
The Geth, but also I was thinking of the mass-produced Eva in Evangelion that killed Asuka.
Yes.
Oh, spoiler alerts abound. In one version, there's so many versions, guys.
Yeah.
And then, of course, this looks very close. I think this is actually what they ended up using for the 1970s version.
Sort of.
Close? It's very close. The design is, yeah, you're right, the chest is different.
Yeah.
It looks more organic.
A little more Pacific, like a slender Pacific Rim.
Yeah.
And then there's the scale.
This is pretty close.
That's pretty darn close right there. And of course, they put in the Washington Monument and a person and a banana for scale.
A banana? I
no
missed the
banana.
Oh, it's in
they
between
did it
his
wrong.
It's as tall as the Washington Monument. That's crazy.
So here come the spoilers.
Damn, girl.
Yes, it does have a very feminine appearance.
Real
and
Sentinels
also
have curves.
very much there are scales on the Sentinel, and of course this evokes Mystique. And this is on purpose because of the movie's plot involving Mystique's biology DNA being involved with the creation of the new Sentinels, the deadliest Sentinels. And here is another version which looks decidedly more masculine.
Or like an ent.
An ent?
Yeah, a little bit. I can
Or
see
the guy from Guardians of the Galaxy, the tree guy.
Because he's got like the exploded branchy head. Yeah.
No raccoon.
No.
So it's interesting to see the development that happened over time for the Sentinels, because we do have an idea of what they're supposed to look like from the comics, and you had mentioned, Nimrod.
Yeah, so he is a 1980s super Sentinel hunter, and he also had shape-shifting powers. So I guess that this is like a spiritual successor to that sort of Sentinel.
Yeah, but for a time it seemed like they wanted to make it very Mystique-like.
Yes.
And they're like, nah, it's a little bit too much. Gives it away pretty easily.
Yeah, I guess if you're holding on to that spoiler a little bit towards towards the middle of the film.
Yep.
It's interesting to me how different each of the concepts looked, because with the Sentinels specifically, it's like the embodiment of humanity fighting the other. So you want to make it look the most human as possible, because it's the avatar for the human race fighting the X-Men or the mutants. So yeah, I just think that's an interesting way to go about it. Like either really alien or really human.
Or very robotic.
Or very
even.
robotic, yeah.
What do you think the statement changes if it looks more alien or more robotic?
I think then like it's X-Men fighting just another bad guy as opposed to fighting their
essence of
brothers.
mankind.
Yeah.
Or the current, the less evolved mankind.
Exactly, because it's building a tank essentially with the mechanic.
And if it was like a big Metal Gear looking, chicken walker type thing, you wouldn't get the fact that Wolverine is like essentially carving up humanity's avatar essence, what they've created to protect themselves.
I like this analysis, guys.
Yeah. Right? See, we're very deep
good.
here.
Next level shit.
So what do you think the final version of the Sentinel had to say about that?
Well, I think that it's combining then humanity's last hope with the mutants' powers and using it against them.
So do you think that's kind of like their version of man creating its own mutants, I guess, or creating its own successor?
Because if the Sentinel turned on humanity and it's powerless against all Earth,
Toppled by my own hubris.
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
We're going Icarus status on here.
Pretty much.
A lot of X-Men stories have to do with either curing mutants or mutating humans, and the struggle between those four groups.
It's as if it's a metaphor.
I know, right?
Or something against
for
minorities.
Like people who need to be accepted. So the Sentinel's design is so much more than just, oh, that's a cool monster or robot or man-like robot or what have you. It does mean a lot, or woman-like, ladylike. It does mean a lot to the plot, and it did change, I think, the plot itself a bit, or what things mean by just changing the design. Let us know what you think below about the Sentinels' final design, their possible designs, and of course the original design below in the comments, and please be sure to subscribe.